Hey there, friends. Welcome to Clear Law, where we dive into the most bizarre and fascinating legal cases from around the world. If you love unexpected legal stories, you've come to the right place. In today's video, we're going to break down one unusual lawsuit that might sound like a joke, but it's a real-life case. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of absurd legal battles. But before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on the most interesting and fresh stories. So picture this. You've just bought a brand new TV, you've spent a ton of money on it, you set it up, sit down in your favorite chair, turn it on, and suddenly, back pain. Sound familiar? But what if I told you that someone actually sued a TV manufacturer over the discomfort of sitting while watching? No joke, this is a real lawsuit. Stick around to find out how this case turned out and why people sometimes take legal action over the most bizarre reasons. Here's the story. It happened in the U.S. A man, let's call him John, bought a brand new TV, which he spent nearly $2,000 on. He was thrilled with the picture quality, the resolution, and all the features the manufacturer promised. But as soon as he set up the TV and sat in his favorite chair, something went wrong. After a few hours of watching, he felt severe back pain. He tried adjusting his seat, changing positions, but couldn't find a comfortable spot. Eventually, he concluded that the TV itself was to blame because the viewing angle was too uncomfortable for sitting. He filed a lawsuit, claiming that the TV manufacturer should have ensured their product was comfortable for long viewing sessions. This lawsuit sparked quite a discussion online, and even some lawyers weighed in on whether or not such a case had any legal merit. Let's break this down from a legal perspective. First off, the court pointed out that a TV is a piece of technology, not furniture. It's not obligated to be comfortable for sitting, especially when the viewing angle is dependent on how you sit. Sure, the TV needs to deliver high-quality images, but it doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you're comfortable while watching. The judge also pointed out that if John had filed a lawsuit against the chair or couch he was sitting on, his claim might have made more sense. But the TV? Not likely. In the end, the court dismissed the case, ruling that the plaintiff's claims lacked legal grounds. However, during the proceedings, one of the defense lawyers actually suggested that John take an ergonomics course to improve his posture and learn how to sit properly. The case wasn't just interesting because of its absurdity. It also got attention for how the trial was handled. For example, the TV manufacturer hired an independent ergonomics expert who conducted an analysis of the chairs John was sitting in. The expert testified that the issue wasn't with the TV, but with John's posture. According to the expert, the chair was improperly set up, which led to his back pain. But here's the kicker. The court actually called the TV as a witness in the case. Of course, this was a symbolic gesture, but the company brought a brand new TV into the courtroom to show that it met all the necessary standards. This moment turned into a bit of a spectacle for reporters and courtroom spectators. Now, let's talk about these kinds of absurd lawsuits. Sometimes people try to find someone to blame for their problems, and that leads to lawsuits that, frankly, seem ridiculous. For instance, remember the case where someone sued a chip company because the chips weren't as crunchy as advertised? Or the lawsuit against a sporting goods store because someone couldn't win a tennis match despite buying an expensive racket? These kinds of lawsuits are filed for all sorts of reasons, and often courts dismiss them because the plaintiffs don't have real grounds for their claims. But what's fascinating is that these cases go viral, and people love to talk about them because it's hard to believe that anyone would actually file such a case. They serve as a reminder that sometimes people really will try to use the legal system to get attention or compensation, no matter how absurd the reason. This case with the TV is far from the only one like it. For example, there was the case where someone sued a chocolate company because they didn't warn them about the presence of nuts in the product, and the person had an allergy. Or how about the lawsuit against a mobile phone company because someone couldn't take pictures like they did in the ad? Strange, right? But what's interesting is that sometimes these cases even make it to court, and get media attention. Laughs and absurdity, this is what comes with these kinds of legal battles. Sometimes it seems like there's no such thing as a normal lawsuit anymore. But in reality, these cases also highlight how complex and sometimes ridiculous the legal system can get. When people file lawsuits for the most trivial things, it shows how sometimes even the smallest grievances are turned into big legal battles. So, what do you think? If you were in John's shoes, would you have sued the TV manufacturer over back pain? Or do you think it's just plain funny and not worth the trouble? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any other absurd lawsuit stories, share them with us. We might feature them in a future video. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more crazy legal stories. In our next video, we'll dive into even stranger lawsuits that will surprise you. See you soon.